Hey YouTube, what's up, and welcome to the Funded Trader Series episode 2 on my channel. I think today we'll go through a little bit of a Euro USD outlook. There has been some exciting news happening last week, and we have some cool events coming up this week. So I thought it might be fun to go through this pair and see if some of our ideas perhaps come to reality. But before I do that, I just want to briefly show you guys how I am actively managing my accounts. At the moment, I'm using Social Trader Tools, which is essentially like a trade copier where you can actively manage like more than one, trading accounts. I started out with, obviously, as most people, with one account, but after a while, I just noticed that it was getting a bit stressful to constantly change between accounts, and using this particular tool has really helped me kind of simplifying as well as managing my risk a bit better on each individual account. So as you can see, we're up 12% with Myfundedfx, my funded accounts. I think we're getting very close to our 6th payout, which puts us in the VIP status. And I think once we get to 12%, we do actually have a scaling upgrade that we can get after 3 months. So I'll be applying for that. Overall, let's go to my dashboard, and I'll probably do a video on Social Trader Tools separately, because I think it's very useful to kind of showcase exactly what the capabilities are on this particular platform. But yeah, for me personally, so I have 5 accounts in total, 2 funded accounts at the moment with Myfundedfx. I'm very close to get my funded account with Smart Funded Trader, and I have 2 different challenges with the Funded Engineer, and my last one with Myfundedfx I'm trying to pass. The idea is obviously to get these all funded, and with the funded refunds that you get, or the fee refunds that you normally get once you do pass them, I'm trying to fund more challenges and more accounts to eventually scale up to a larger level. This plan is the basic one, or the second one, I think, where you can have up to 5 accounts. So as you can see, I probably will need to upgrade very shortly, depending on how everything goes. And so far this month, everything's going well. We're up 2.5k on our funded accounts, and we're looking to get some payouts, I think, next week. But yeah, on to what we're actually here for, and that is the Euro USD outlook. To put very simply, we've actually had very interesting news coming out last Friday. We had the NFP figures come true, which were, I guess, across expectations of the analysts, except the unemployment rate and the average hour earnings, which came better than expected. Despite obviously those greater numbers, and normally when you see unemployment rate kind of be better than expected from the analysts, you see some uplift on the US dollar. But for this occasion, I guess the NFP employment numbers were I guess a bit more of a miss, and the market kind of reacted to it on Friday. So what we can see on Euro USD on the daily chart at least is that we're kind of trending down the last few days. And we're kind of bouncing now on a fair value gap on the move that started from the 5th of July until the 18th of July. And I think we're kind of also on like the optimal trade entry, kind of past a little bit. So I wouldn't really be 100% satisfied on just taking a trade on the higher time frames. Despite saying that, at the moment we're actually having quite a nice reaction on the fair value gap. It coincided with that reaction of the NFP. So as you can see on the 4-hour chart on the right side, I'll actually make it a little bit bigger. On Friday, 4th of August, we had some displacement going higher, kind of going above this lower high, and then eventually kind of building up a new fair value gap on the 4-hour chart, which is now actually being used as support to potentially draw higher, which I can see being, around 1.10600, or even, depending on how volatile the market gets, to 1.1500, just because these levels are, quite similar, relatively equal highs, how the terms would be. They seem very inviting to kind of go to. So we'll see how the market reacts. At the moment, I'm definitely a little bit more bullish, just because we have those two, I guess, higher time frame draws into those two value gaps. So I can really see price potentially moving up to these two levels, at least until Thursday. And you're wondering probably why I'm saying Thursday, but on Thursday we do have CPI. And that tends to be, very high impact news as well for the US dollar. So what we tend to see is the market kind of slowing down Wednesday, and then obviously having some type of explosive move normally on the news day, where it gives you more of direction, if there is an upset or if really everything is according to expectations. So yeah. My outlook is very simple at the moment. If we go down to a 1 hour chart, there was a really good kind of entry here where you could potentially have a nice little entry or long at, like, say 1.96 between 1.98, where we can now draw potentially to these relatively equal highs, or 1.106. And if you do manage to get that target, you probably take some profits. Actually, what I do is I have my first target, which I would generally take like 90 to 80% of my profits, and then 20% I would just run to see if you can make my second target, which would be 1.15, like 1.1400 to 1.11500. You would just put your entry to break even and then see if it runs true. On the flip side, what we can see as well is about, the market is still, or the pair is still looking relatively bearish if you look at a bit of a longer daily time frame. So it's very natural to have a bit of a rebound, and then perhaps kind of another test on this low here, which I've marked at 1.09118. And we can also see the fully rebalancing of this fair value cap, right? So I wouldn't be too surprised if before Thursday we do end up into those one of these two higher fair value gaps on the 4 hour chart, and then we might see some reversal depending on an upset or some news that comes out that is a bit different than expectations, where we then go back to retesting these lows, and kind of continue our little trend on the downside. Yeah, overall, I think the market is looking very interesting at the moment. I think there's still some good trades to have, even if it's August. And I'm hoping we'll get some nice looking forward trades throughout the next few days. So yeah, good luck everyone. I'll see you guys in the next video. And thank you so much for watching or listening, and see you guys in the next video. Take care everyone.